and Texas. The 19th ranked Longhorns picked tied for second in the Big 12. Off to an 0-2 start. They need a win in the worst way. Their lineup, and it's the 6th different lineup they've used this season. Depth has not been a problem for head coach Gail Gestenkors. With 3 guards, it's Fontenette, Brittany Raven, who's their top scorer, and Kat Nash, who shoots 53% beyond the arc. Galen Williams up front for the Longhorns. Gail Gestenkors, 3rd year in Austin. 54 wins, 30 losses. Her team, 11 wins, 5 losses here in 2009 and 2010. One of the winningest coaches all time in Division I women's basketball. The lineup for the Lady Raiders of Texas Tech, who come in at 13-3, 1-1 in the Big 12, with the 3 guards, Smalls, fantastic freshman leading the way, 4.1 assists a game. Mallard in the middle has turned the ball over a little bit too much, but scores 14.5 points per game and gets 8 rebounds a contest. And the head coach here in Lubbock is Christy Curry. Team 6-10 in the Big 12 last year, hoping for better here this season. 61 wins in her 4th season after 7 great years with Purdue. And Debbie, how about our keys to the game?
Well, for Texas, they've got to close out short on the perimeter. They've got to stay focused and detailed, or they will be 0-3 playing on the road. And for Texas Tech, they want to invite the traps, because you know Texas is going to bring the heat. They have to have less than 15 turnovers, and they cannot give up any transition threes. They have to match up early with Kat Nash.
Now this Texas team, and we talked about it at the outset, giving up 91 points each of the last 2 matchups. They've lost to A&M, they've lost to Nebraska. And talking to Gail Gestenkors yesterday, she said, you know what, obviously disappointing, but at the same time, boy, A&M and Nebraska, 2 of the top in the league, and when the dust settles, nobody, she feels, in this league is going to go unscathed. Right now, 6 in the top 25, 8 in the top 31.
Well, in the history of this league, there has been the winner with 3 losses. But it's very likely could happen this year because the league is so balanced. But I do believe that Gail Gestenkors has already played the 2 best teams right now in the Big 12, being Texas A&M and Nebraska, who is one of 4 undefeated teams left in the country. And Connecticut and Notre Dame will play today, so 1 more will be gone. And then Wisconsin Green Bay is the other team that's undefeated in the nation.
Set to do it from Lubbock. Early tip time here. Big 12 women's basketball underway with Jordan Murphy attacking. Their shot changed that time by Nash, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Raiders.
Texas will start out in their man-to-man defense, and part of the reason why this is the 6th different starting lineup is for defensive purposes. Texas has given up 91 points the last 2 games. That has never happened in the history of their program. It has never happened under Gail Gestenkors' watch, even when she was at Duke.
They're 10th right now in the Big 12 in field goal percentage defense. Wild shot from Roberson, cleared by Williams. And a travel against Ernesia Williams, the redshirt senior, Sapulpa, Oklahoma, in the starting lineup here today. It's Erica Ariaron that doesn't get the start for Texas for the first time this year.
I see miscommunication early on and a turnover, which allows Texas Tech, who spent a lot of time in practice yesterday working on their baseline out-of-bounds plays.
Murphy works on Kat Nash. Again, she drives, and this time she scores.
That is an emphasis and an isolation opportunity that Christy Curry will look for with her team against Kat Nash and Erica Ariaron when she comes in the game.
First possession for Texas. Raven off to Fontenette. In the corner, Williams spots up. Off the heel, knocked around, controlled by the Lady Raiders.
Now Jordan Murphy, a senior, one of their leading scorers, has to be aggressive. You don't stop the ball in transition, and Texas Tech is able to fall back into their zone defense.
She averages 12. She has the first 4 for Tech.
You've got to make sure you know where Kat Nash is against the zone, and then you have to make sure you box her out. She's a terrific rebounder from the perimeter.
Too strong on her first 3-point attempt. I mentioned 53% beyond the arc, good for 3rd in the country.
You have got to stop the basketball in transition. Murphy with the rebound, and she's going to take it coast to coast. No one shadows her. No one stops the ball. No one steps in front. She does the right thing. You take it to the rim until somebody stops you.
Mallard to the rim, blocked by Gale.
Ashlee Gale's the second best shot blocker in the Big 12 right now. Gives them a nice anchor on the back row of their defense.
Number 6 in the country.
If it wasn't for a player named Brittany Griner at Baylor,
Right.
Ashlee Gale would be the best shot blocker in the Big 12.
That's funny. You look at this conference as Williams rises. Left it short. Offensive board. Stick back attempt is blocked. And Smalls diving for it. Texas resets, down 4-0.
This is an opportunity for Brittany Raven here on an isolation. See the clear out. All the Texas jerseys on the weak side. Raven has a chance to go one-on-one.
Ash thought about it. Instead, front net with 5 to shoot. Spins off no good, out of bounds. And it goes to the Lady Raiders.
Gail Guesting, of course, is going to encourage her team to really D up this possession. They're going to go into some full court pressure. Sometimes when you ramp up your defensive energy, it will help you get in sync on the offensive end. Exactly
what she said on the phone yesterday is that we create offense from our defense, and really you can say that about both teams.
Well, Texas Tech forces 21 turnovers a game. Texas forces 19. That will be a big key in the game. Christy Curry knows she can't have any live ball turnovers, which will lead to baskets for Texas.
And a steal here for Raven. All right, back to Smalls. Monique Smalls, the freshman point guard for Mallard. And Roberson pulls up. And it goes down.
Ashlee Roberson.
Timeout, Texas.
All of Texas Tech's baskets have been in transition, and Texas has not done a good job of matching up early. They've got 3 baskets, 2 of them by Murphy and 1 by Roberson, who's their top rebounder. You want to invite the trap. We talked about that being a key to the game. But then you get an opportunity for a steal in Texas, you don't take advantage of it. And then look how quickly the other end, you see Texas Tech come right back and score. Texas has yet to be able to set up their defense, and it's something that they rely on to be able to get them W's.
Good start for the Raiders coming off of the Tuesday night victory on the road against Colorado. Opened against Oklahoma, lost by 15. But, boy, that was a 2-possession game with 2.5, 3 minutes left. Toe-to-toe with the Sooners.
I thought Christy Curry did a fantastic job yesterday in practice with her staff, getting ready to take on Texas. Really understand the personnel. You know, there's no secrets or kinks in this league, I don't believe. I think all these coaches know each other so well, particularly when you're playing in your division.
Another turnover. Lady Raiders run with Murphy. Roberson rises.
Got to close out shorter than that. You cannot let Murphy get going. Boy, she has been on fire outside. She and Roberson, the 2 of them, combined to give Texas Tech a nice scoring punch.
9-0 Tech. Gale off the heel. Raven. And it falls.
An offensive rebound for Texas. See, now you got to reverse the ball and attack. Now you got numbers on the backside, 3-on-2.
Murphy again off the bounce. Too strong. Nash there on the glass.
Ashlee Gale has such a great defensive presence about her. Forced Murphy to change her shot.
Williams mid-range, you bet. So back-to-back buckets for Texas.
And it allows them to set up their full court pressure.
9-4, 4 minutes deep from Lubbock.
A matchup to keep an eye on is Brittany Raven guarding that point guard, Smalls, who's just a freshman. And Smalls has not seen this kind of pressure all season. They played Tennessee earlier in their schedule, but it's not the same pressure.
And there's Kat Nash from downtown, 53%. Coach G told us Every time it leaves her hand from out there, I expect it to go down now.
She is one of the top three-point shooters in the entire country, and there's one of those transition threes that I was talking to you about, Brent. You cannot allow Nash time in transition. You got to match up with her early.
7 unanswered for the Longhorns. And it stays with the Lady Raiders. 5 minutes in. First timeout. We go to break. Christy Curry's team off to a hot start. They lead by 2.
$65 for
break, rebounding, and creating some opportunities off their defense. Watch Jordan Murphy right here, the 6-foot senior. She's a captain on the team. 3-point shooting range, but this time nobody stops her, so she doesn't need to pull up and jack up the 3. She can take it all the way to the rim. And then this is going to be Ashlee Roberson right here in transition. Texas does not match up. Mallard runs a little interference with a screen. Roberson knocks it down again off the defense. The pitch ahead. It's good spacing, good unselfish play. You get a piece of the lane off the bounce, and you kick it out to Roberson, who knocks down the 3. That gave Texas Tech a 9-zip lead before Texas was able to score.
Ball away from Murphy right at the buzzer. And a fresh shot clock here for Texas Tech.
And this is a matchup I'm intrigued about. Brittany Raven guarding Mo Smalls, the freshman.
Smalls, I mentioned it, 4.1 assists. That's 7th in the nation. And she hasn't gotten rattled, but as you talked about, hasn't seen pressure defense quite like this in a while. Turnover for the Longhorns, a chance to tie or take the lead. Started out 0 for 6.
Let's see how Erica Ariaron responds coming off the bench the first time this season.
Big 3-point shooter. Always has the green light. Tough move by Kathleen Nash. Got it back and sticks it in.
A good move by Kathleen Nash, the older sister to Kristen. Excuse me, Kristen is the older sister. She just scored.
Kristen Nash, the senior. 2 sisters from Plano, Texas. Baseline, Roberson hits. And Roberson, a quick start to this one. And Tech back up by 2. And Roberson the steal. Pull up 15, got it.
I am very impressed with Texas Tech's transition game early on. They've been aggressive, they are prepared to handle the Texas defense, and they've been on the glass.
Lob for Koki Reed, the fantastic freshman for Texas, in off the bench and scores.
The early entry and a nice isolation, good footwork by Reed on the inside.
And she is a factor at the defensive end, 18 blocks, number 5 prospect in the country, McDonald's All-American.
Texas plays zone and she's on the floor.
And a travel, and foul trouble has been an issue for that freshman Reed.
Not just for Reed, but for Texas, with their 0-2 start, giving up 91 points a game. They've been out-rebounded in both contests too, Brent, and they've fouled 22 times a game. That's too much, because you put the other team on the free throw line.
34 free throws is what Nebraska shot Tuesday. And the Huskers beat the Longhorns. Way too many for this Texas team to allow. Ariaron looking for Reed again. This one too tall. Smalls in the open floor. Leaves it for her teammate who goes to the glass. And he's on the line, and that's Tilmelia Martin, sophomore from Bryan, Texas. And how about Smalls and her ability when she gets out in the open floor?
I think Texas Tech is showing us a little bit of team speed right here. They have been able to convert from defense to offense very quickly early on.
Martin, 87% at the line. Number 5 in the conference. Scored 11 Tuesday against the Buffaloes. And hits. 4-point Lady Raider advantage. Nash, short, Martin there to clear it.
Yeah, there's a break for Texas Tech that Kathleen Nash had that open of a look.
Number 45, Koki Reed.
And the foul against Reed. Plays 16 minutes a game. They'd like to get that up a little bit. And I feel like she turned the corner halfway through that A&M game. The coach is saying that she came out very determined in the second half and then followed it up with a solid one against Nebraska. She defends here on Mallard. Misfire.